This is the concluding tape demonstrating the World Jujutsu Federation Advanced Component Techniques. Here is a short compilation of just some of the advanced techniques you will see later on. The following moves take you from dual modules right through to multiple defense applications. This particular form of training develops fluidity, flexibility and coordination, and will result in a defender's ability to move from one technique to another, creating a chain-like structure. We commence with escapes from a back arm and collar hold, and finish with interlinked counter and combination moves. This technique incorporates the straight arm lock from the white belt syllabus. Step forward and strike using the back of the fist to the lower rib cage. It is important to have your left hand in a protected position to prevent any further attacks. In this case, it would be a knee attack. After blocking the punch to the stomach, it is vital to take your opponent's wrist in your right hand and move your left hand up to prevent a further punch. This technique includes the shoulder lock from the yellow belt syllabus. Pivoting on your left leg allows time and space to execute an accurate kick to the face using the top of the foot. When practicing, encourage your opponent to protect his face with his hand, as this will help as a focus point for your kick. This demonstration incorporates the shoulder arm lock from the yellow belt syllabus. Now from a different angle. While stepping in, deliver an elbow strike to the side of the jaw. This is a variation. Following the strike, apply shoulder lock, bringing your opponent onto his toes, weakening his resistance. Note the position of the defender's arms during the lock. You can see how, if these simple points are adhered to, how easy it is to move into reverse figure 4 leg lock. The tool used is an inside hop from the green belt syllabus. This is a particularly heavy throw, and to encourage safe practice, always hold the back of your opponent's head during the takedown. Hold down with double arm lock on the green belt to complete the technique. The armoured shoulder throw with wrist lock comes from the brown belt syllabus. This throw is particularly dangerous. Care should be taken during the takedown. After blocking the punch to the stomach, take the wrist in an arc, giving you the space for the kick. Invert the wrist, sliding your left leg away, bearing all your weight against his shoulder. The lock is made more effective by leaning forward. The secret of all effective locks is to maintain stable and well-balanced foot positioning, whilst keeping the correct distance from the opponent. From this close-up angle, pay close attention to the elbow lock, wrist lock, punch to the solar plexus, and the correct arm positions required for a perfect figure 4 lock. The yellow belt syllabus once again provides the lock for this technique. Try to coordinate stepping to the side of your opponent while blocking. Palm heel knockout blow to the chin, having been perfected earlier in the brown belt syllabus, would now prove to be invaluable before applying this falcon lock. Once again, this is a potentially dangerous technique. Particular care should be taken during the takedown. This effective headbutt is used here as a stunner. Viewing this close-up, the following points are worth readdressing. The step forward and strike to the ribs. The protecting arm against the knee strike. The wrist and elbow lock. The leaning away from the opponent. The breaking technique of the elbow against the shoulder. The strike to the back of the head after blocking the punches. The pressure under the nose during the takedown. And the leopard punch to the throat. You see at this stage how the defender is beginning to put together a flowing sequence of coordinated moves. Angle, close attention can be paid to the step to the side during the block. The position of the defender's left arm. The downward pressure applied against the elbow. And the strike to the vulnerable area of the skull. This technique finishes with the lapel and shoulder throw from the variations in the green belt syllabus.
Yes!
This particular throw becomes more effective when using a cross block. Taking the opponent's lapel, use your thumb to apply pressure against the throat. Note the pressure applied against the opponent's attacking arm. During this throw, your feet should never be wider than your shoulder. Having perfected the first part of the previous component technique, we can now take the prime element, escapes from a back arm and collar hold, and incorporate this into a particularly prolific kata. This particular form of kata training develops fluidity, flexibility and coordination. This results in the defender's ability to move from one technique to another, creating a chain-like structure of locks. Applied with each lock will narrow the options of your opponent's attack. These techniques should be practiced slowly and carefully, taking your opponent through the 3 stress points of each lock. Only move from one lock to the next when the 3rd stress point has been attained. An awareness of possible further attack should always be of prime importance when practicing this kata. Foot position is also vital to enable you to gain the necessary space in order that you are ready for any further attack. Although this particular demonstration finishes with a straight arm lock, there are a number of variable options previously demonstrated on earlier videos. This is a series of escapes from back arm and collar holds, with defences against the left punch, finishing with various throws from the basic syllabuses. In this case, the throw is a body drop, followed by a punch to the mastoid. This is probably the first throw you'll ever learn and will always remain the foundation for all good throwing techniques. The attainment of the perfect hip throw will simplify your understanding of the more advanced techniques. Although a standard hip throw has been selected for this demonstration, a dropping hip could have been used. The technique is finished with a basic shoulder arm lock. Note the position of the defender's left knee, pressing against the masteroid. Dropping version of a body drop on the blue belt syllabus is one of the most difficult throws to achieve if you fail to follow the correct procedure. Important points to remember are: one hand is placed under the arm, pushing upwards. One hand above the elbow, pulling across your body. The pivoting kneeling on the left leg. Try to kneel as far behind your opponent as possible. Ensure your right leg is kept rigid and tight against your opponent. The technique can be completed with reverse figure 4 neck and arm lock. This attacking sweeping throw is from the green belt syllabus. The sweep can be effected against the ankle, knee or thigh. The move is finished with a reverse shoulder pin. The throw will become more effective if you strike your opponent's solar plexus with your knee. Pay attention to the precise coordinated footwork. The legs should be kept absolutely straight during the sweep. To perfect this hold down, move your left leg past your opponent's shoulder. Throw or inner lifting is from the blue belt syllabus.
Yeah.
Throw, the pressure is applied against the inside of your opponent's knee. A reverse back hammer lock is applied using the leg. Series of techniques are defenses against the back arm and collar hold, followed by 2 punches, finished with various throws. Technique is a shoulder throw, finishes with a hold down using the bar choke. Half or full shoulder throws are particularly effective against taller opponents. Stepping forward on your left leg, apply pressure with your right knee to the masteroid. Your hand positions on your opponent's arm should be similar to when holding a cricket bat. Change position and move into reverse back hammerlock. Reach across and take your arm under his arm and around his head. Turn your opponent, kneeling on his right hand. You should be trapped under his body and apply a bar choke. This is a sweeping half shoulder from the shoulder variations in the green belt syllabus. Having completed this throw, it's important to be aware of any further attack, which in this case is a kick. The drop version of a body drop comes from a selection of moves, sometimes referred to as sacrifice throws. If this throw was counted, the natural response might be a recovered ankle throw. You can observe the importance of the points raised about the throw in a previous set. Because of the momentum gained from this throw, this particular hold down will always be compatible with this technique. Attacking sweeping throw. Attacking sweeping throws are generally practiced in the lower syllabuses from a static position, by way of an attack, not as defense. But at this level, it's important for the practitioner to cross-section techniques to create more unpredictable responses. Spring hip throw. Many of the throws demonstrated in the last two sections require a high level of speed and coordination. The spring hip or inner lift is particularly suited for use against a taller or heavier opponent. It could also be used as a combination following a counter to the basic hip throw. Following sequence are combinations now commonly referred to as embos within the World Jiu Federation. The first example finishes with the back off and crossover arm lock. Take note of defensive posture of the defender whilst on the ground. At the end of this technique, a second attacker could be introduced, who would attempt to deliver kicks to the head whilst on the ground. This would possibly be countered by a reclining leg throw. The main element of its combination is the rear throw from the brown belt syllabus, which also belongs to that family of techniques known as sacrifice throws. A throw would qualify for this category when you go to ground prior to throwing, and there may be an high risk of vulnerability, therefore it's essential that speed and coordination are the main priority. You can see from this angle the importance of making the opponent top heavy. This is known as the 2/3, 1/3 approach. This particular combination takes you from a back arm and collar hold into defense against 2 punches, finishing with the dropping version of a body drop. From this close-up angle, you can see it is important to kneel and not drop onto your left knee. It is also wise to remember to take your left leg past your opponent, as this will result in a much cleaner and efficient throw. Outer wheel. You can see from this section of embos, although counters and combinations predominate along with defense against 2 punches, there is also the introduction of a 3rd punch. This is done in order to disorientate the defender and test his responses to the full extent. Hook into Indian deathlock. See by the combination chosen within this elbow, for example, an outer hook throw into an Indian deathlock. Just how important it is to constantly revise and improve upon the basic singular technique from the Q-grade syllabuses. Too many students, after gaining their black belt, tend to forget the need to revise and practice the basic techniques taught in the earliest scope of their training. They will never be able to achieve the advanced levels of ability required to progress unless they pay close attention to the old adage of practice makes perfect. Two sections include techniques from the 6-dan syllabus, and we feel at this stage that only visual observation is necessary. Jujutsu Federation continues to be a pioneering organisation, and we are constantly developing Jujutsu technique. We feel that the introduction of these counters and combinations in this particular format remains paramount in our quest for the recognition that Jujutsu is the complete martial art. Martial arts syllabuses finish at the Master 5th Dan grade, but our system has no beginning and has no end. Hence our commitment to knowledge and the total dedication of our instructors in the pursuance of excellence. In demonstrating coordinated set pieces on this video, our overall aim is to create coaches of the highest technical ability who are flexible and free-thinking in their approach to technique. They in turn will carry forward the World Jiu Federation's aims and ambitions to the next generation of Jiu-Jitsu practitioners. The Federation has always been at the cutting edge of martial arts. From the early introduction of a published grading syllabus, right through to the advanced training methods that are demonstrated here. we are pleased at the introduction of the National Vocational Qualifications through the Sitting Guilds that we can now offer all our coaches, and we will continue to endorse safe practice and good standards at all levels of participation. Particular section concerns itself with the interlinking of techniques from the advanced part 3 video with the combinations from part 4, therefore acting as a fusion of 5th and 6th dan moves. This selection of techniques will be analysed in greater depth on the next advanced video,
Yes.
which will continue to explore the 6th dan in fine detail. I am Robert Clark, and you have been watching British national coach Alan Campbell, assisted by Simon Remington, 5th dan and senior coach.
Yes.
With the video shown here, our advanced Jujutsu catalogue consists of level 1, 2, 3 and 4, plus our latest Kobudo tape, which demonstrates nunchaka, tonfa and sai, in kata and practical application form.